Bomb Beats! Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bomb Beats Basics, where we cook very simple but delicious meals with ingredients readily available here in the Philippines. Keywords will always be bare, minimum, effort. I spent a good chunk of a year obsessed with making and perfecting risotto. As if carbs weren't enough, I needed to learn how to make the gooeyest, most comforting risotto that gives the warmest hugs. So I experimented, and experimented I did. I would add whatever ingredients I could find, but I realized that the simplest was always the best. A good risotto should complement the main dish, but still is flavorful enough to stand on its own. Here goes! Super easy no fuss mushroom risotto. Let's prep the ingredients first. The most basic risotto recipe calls for only 4 ingredients: onions, short grained rice, deglazing liquid, and Parmesan cheese. From there, you are able to tweak and adjust to your taste or for whatever's available in your pantry. But it's nice to put an accent ingredient because why not? Our accent ingredient is mushrooms. I like using these dehydrated shiitake mushrooms since they last longer than fresh ones. All you have to do to rehydrate them is to soak them in water for roughly 20 minutes, then once it's tender, rough chop into smaller pieces. Warm water makes it rehydrate faster. Keep the water you placed your mushrooms in. You'll need it later. Next, rough chop your onion. This is the task I do not like to do because it makes me cry a lot. A good tip I learned from my husband is to put the onions in running water after peeling to avoid crying. So far, it works. I don't know the science behind it, but I'm guessing is the water prevents the onion juice from dissipating or the water dilutes the onion juice, period. Maybe. I don't know, but it works. Last minute, I decided to add button mushrooms. Why? Because we had some in the fridge and gusto ko. But anyway, the point is, if you don't have shiitake mushrooms, these will work well too. It won't have that earthy flavor that shiitake has, but it's perfectly fine. Let's get a cookin'! You know what to do already. Saute your chopped onions in medium heat until it's caramelized and tender. Just mix every so often. Once the onions turn translucent, add your mushrooms. Wait until some of the excess water has evaporated, then add your bigas. The Italians use arborio for their risotto, but since they're not readily available here or they can get quite expensive, we just use any short-grained bigas. As reference, we use just ponica. Recipes say to avoid using long-grained rice because the rice will break due to the constant stirring. But we personally haven't tried, so we can't verify. If you've tried it and it happens, let us know in the comments below. Anyway, toast the bigas until they become translucent. Feel free to add butter if you want to add a little fat. Once they're translucent, add your liquid to deglaze the pan. Most recipes call for white wine for deglazing, then chicken stock to cook the rice. We're keeping this recipe PG, meaning we'll keep this alcohol free. One way of replicating chicken stock is to dissolve a bouillon cube in warm water. There's really no shame in using bouillon cubes or grated Parmesan cheese that comes in a bottle or a pack. Of course, the fresh ones are always better, but if your budget is tight and the cravings are real, then these are great alternatives. Don't worry, we won't judge. Remember the shiitake juice? You can also use that to add more depth. But if all else fails, water is perfectly fine. You might have to add a little salt just to help you build your flavor. Here's where it gets a little tricky, but easy enough for you to follow. Just add a little at a time until all the liquid is absorbed by the rice. While that's happening, place your grated Parmesan cheese and stir. The traditional method is to stir your pan constantly, but TBH, there's really no need to. One of the reasons why there's a constant need to stir is to avoid burning at the bottom or for the rice to form into tutong. But if you're working from a non-stick pan like this, it will take a lot of time and very high heat for it to burn. So just as long as you keep your heat at a medium and you stir occasionally up to the point where the Parmesan cheese has melted and merged with the rice, then it will be perfectly fine. But as we've mentioned before, if you're doing this for the first time, it's better to constantly stir, see how it goes before trying to stir it sporadically. Don't be afraid to taste the grain every so often to know if the rice is cooked. It should be al dente, meaning there should be some bite to it. However, if you want it to be mushy, like super mushy, just cook it out a little longer. You can also add milk or cream, even both if you want it extra creamy and extra rich. Just make sure to add it towards the end so you can avoid the milk or cream from curdling. Once it's done, plate and serve! I didn't realize how much I missed eating risotto. It can be quick and easy once you get the hang of it. Can I let you in on a little secret? I don't know how to saing, so when it's my turn to cook rice, this is what I make. And it's just so good all the time. Thanks for watching. Do you like these types of videos? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, let us know what other recipes you want us to simplify for you. More importantly, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and follow us at the Bomb Eats. Thank you from the Bomb Eats.